Well, brand new development, something very necessary happened. Everyone who owns a pistol-sized AR type firearm with an attached brace, you have now been given injunctive relief and can now freely own and use your firearm. You can now freely own and use your firearm. All right, so what is happening? The final rule has not only been deemed unlawful, but has been stayed for every American in its entirety. This means a few things, but before we get into what that actually means, I think it's necessary to remember what the ATF had put American citizens through with this whole brace ruling. I think these last years with all of this nonsense, it really caused a law-abiding citizen, a law-abiding American, such as myself, to get big feelings, so to speak. If y'all recall everything that the ATF put us through, law-abiding citizens, if you remember, they were going door to door and intimidating people. They were arresting people. They were destroying your firearms. They were stealing your firearms. Again, by intimidation, they were saying that you needed to put a longer barrel on your firearm, which I actually did. And so this still has the original brace on it, but with the longer barrel. So regardless, I did put this barrel with this brace on this firearm. And, because I'm a law-abiding citizen, and the ATF thought that they could make laws and not go through Congress. And if you remember, Congress thought that was a big deal as well, and was battling and debating and arguing with the ATF, which was a very strange circus to me. Somebody should have just said, hey, look, you're breaking the law. This is unlawful. You can't do this to our American citizens. They also gave the other ultimatum. You needed to register your firearm if you had a pistol-sized barrel on here and you attached a brace, that you needed to register this as a short-barreled rifle. And so they gave you time to do that and intimidated a bunch of people into that. And now their firearm is considered a short-barreled rifle. And what that means for them is that they can't cross state lines with their firearm now. All of this intimidation because I think the ATF knew that they would not win this. They knew that what they were doing was unlawful and that they were going to do this to the American population, and so they needed something to stick. They were making laws as if they were Congress. They were changing definitions of what a firearm actually is, and on and on. So just to recap that, if y'all forgot about that mess, and I'll link right here to that previous video that I did about all of that. It was just ludicrous. But for the sake of this video, we have some great news as far as that goes. And just for a timestamp, this is November 9th, Thursday, 2023. All right, so again, this means that you can now attach your pistol brace or your stabilizing brace to your pistol and not have to worry about the threat of the ATF coming to your door, stealing your firearms, causing you to destroy your firearms or register your firearms. It means that judges unanimously have determined that their actions, the ATF's actions, were unlawful and they cannot do this. This coming, again, more recently from the United States District Court, Judge Matthew J. Kaczmarek. He has stayed the injunction in its entirety. That is the ruling that came from this court on Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. And so rest assured, every law that the ATF tried to make and every right that the ATF tried to take away from you is not only being challenged now, but also being recognized as unlawful. And the courts have stayed the injunction, and you have full right to own your firearm with this attached brace. Now, what I did hear was that this still has some bounce, I guess, as far as it going back to the Fifth Circuit, and that it could be appealed in the Fifth Circuit. I do not think that that is going to even be a possibility at this point, given the unanimous agreement between these judges on the illegal actions of the ATF attempting to make laws and take gun owners' rights away. But from what I've heard, I guess there's room for that. I just want to thank the Firearms Policy Coalition and some of these other gun advocacy groups who are really putting in the footwork and taking to task some of these tyrants. So a big thank you to you, and a big thumbs up to the American population, the law-abiding American citizen. Today's a big win.